Hello, hello, beloved stars. Hello. Oh my goodness, happy Friday. Hello, hello. I am Courtney, host of Stars in the Morning Light. And I have not had a live stream hanging out with you all in like a month. And I started a few minutes early just because I saw people coming in the chat and I wanted to make sure my voice could do this. So those who have been with me for, 3, 4 years now, they know that periodically my voice disappears. It disappears, and it did this past January, and it took quite a bit for me to get it back. And so I have been absent. I'm happy to be with you now, though, here on this lovely Friday. And I see that Chloe came in. Earth Elements is here. Lori's here. I think others will join the club. All right, Jacob's here. Good to be with you. Yeah, everybody, we're going to give folks some time to just get in and settle. This is a hangout with Courtney live stream. You can ask me anything. Oh, that's better. I don't want the lights in my face. These lights sometimes they can be a lot, folks. Uh Ask me anything. Anything. If you want to ask me something, put it in the chat. Please use like all capital letters so I can read it boldly and see what your question is. And then, other than that, talk amongst yourselves. So, it is Friday, February 6th, 2026. How are you guys doing? Seriously, how are you doing? My heart goes out to everyone, myself and everyone. It's been a doozy, and we're not even into the energy of 2026 yet. That's not for like another week and a half or so. It's like, wow. But we've been doing, beloveds, we have been, if you're unaware of it, um, I don't necessarily follow the westernized New Year, right? January 1st. I don't really follow it because energetically it's not really the when the new quote unquote energy starts rolling through. That's more like the Chinese New Year when that falls. It's definitely after Imbak, which is usually at towards the beginning of February. Somewhere in that, right? So what we've been necessarily doing, and we might not be aware of it, is that we have been all the stuff from 2025 and even prior to that, that we needed to shed in that year of the snake, come to some kind of resolution, conclusion, shedding, letting go, grander awareness, whatever it may be. That's really been what has been impacting us humans for, well, a whole lot of January, leading into about next week or so. And then the energy is going to be picking up even faster. Oh, that's why when I lost my voice, I was like, okay, let's try to get all the computer work done that you can. Because, oh, holy moly, I'd like, guys, it's going to be fast. It's going to be real fast. Before we know it, it's going to be August and we're going to go, what the hell? What the hell? Anyways, so we've been shedding a lot, and which is good, but it can pull at the heartstrings of people. It can pull on what I would refer to as the fourth dimension, which is all in the mind, right? That back and forth. Should I stay or should I go? Should I love or should I not? Right? Am I in fear? Am I in love? Like all this, what's the wobble of the fourth dimension, the back and forth, the what we climb is kind of like the game Shoots and Ladders, which now I am showing my age, but it's the game of Shoots and Ladders of we climb up and then we slide back down. We climb up and then we slide back down. A lot of January was shedding a lot of that had always been there, but now it's like even if we're aware of it or not, our subconscious is demanding those decisions, demanding that clarity, demanding you to love yourself entirely and choose yourself. And so it's been a little bit difficult for folks, right? On top of witnessing everything that we witness. Earth elements, Angie said it sure is wobbly. Yes, ma'am. The beauty about the wobble is that it actually gives you your sea legs. It really does. And as you really start anchoring more into the fifth dimension, that is all learning how to swim in the waters of creation. And that's giving that wobble a whole different feel of being secure within oneself and trusting oneself through the compassion that you have practiced of self and others. So that this wobble that everybody is experiencing now, which is beautiful, is actually a great sign of the preparation of the more of us are going to be anchoring into 5 when others are anchoring into 7. So even though the wobble is difficult, it's difficult to navigate. It's giving it's getting your sea legs strong to navigate the waters of creation, navigate the waters that are in 5D as you anchor and then you swim, you create, and then you even level up more. So I'm not saying it's easy, folks. I've never once said anything's easy. It's a choice. It's a continuous choice. And when I say choose you, I don't mean that in any kind of selfish, look at me, I'm choosing me regardless of the consequences, regardless of how it affects others. It's the choosing me, right? In compassion, and sometimes that is to let go. Sometimes that is to stand firm. Sometimes that is to take a long walk and figure it out. That's what I mean. We choose ourselves because, well, you are who you have, right? At least as of right now. So as people are coming in, the last live stream I did, which was, like I said, around the holiday of the turning of the Western New Year, I put a riddle out there. And I said at that time, and I'll give the answer to the next live stream, thinking I was going to do it like the following week. That didn't happen. So as more people wobble in, yes, let's do this riddle. Let's do this riddle. And this riddle was presented to me um when I think I was like 10 or 11 from an older cousin. He's not that much older than me. And ha- his parents, so there were 2 kids, John and Brenda, and his parents did like a girls' weekend. Of all the cousins that were girls, went and stayed at their house to hang out with Brenda and whatnot. But John was there, of course, because that's her brother. And John like was asking us all these like deep, kind of weird psychological questions. And if I was 10 or 11, John was only like 14. But I will say his deep psychological stuff paid off very well for him. And I have not seen that guy in over 20 years. And I hope to see him this May with a family reunion. So this is really coming to you from John and a 11-year-old Courtney that was like, damn it, I'm going to solve this. I'm going to solve this. And eventually I couldn't. So imagine that this is a bridge. And on both sides, you have robots. And these robots do not allow you to cross the bridge. For whatever reason, you are not allowed to go to the other side. But what's awesome is that these robots both fall asleep at the same time for a half an hour each day. So how do you cross the bridge? You really got to get across the bridge. You got to get to the other side. And when I presented this, it was on the last, I believe it was the predictions for 2026 that I put out, which had a lot to do with the bridge. You have to get to the other side. But no matter what you do, crawl, fly, swim, teleport, whatever you think you're going to do, it's going to take you that full half hour to go from one side to the next. The full half hour that this robot is asleep, this robot's asleep, you're going, 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 going. Oh, you wake up and you're sent back to where you came. So I put that out there, the riddle. And oh, beloveds. So what do you think? And then I made a short about it, which I do have to say, guys, my shorts have been nil because my phone sucks. That's it. That's all. Uh, what do you think the answer is? And I'm sure someone, because the first answer that came through on the short where I presented the riddle again was actually the right answer. And it was interesting to watch because the right answer was there. It was the first response. And it was probably somebody who looks up riddles, right? And knew the answer. It was the first response. But then all the answers after that were very clever, very interesting, very opinionated as well. Like robots don't sleep. Well, I don't okay. It's not a part of the riddle. And what? Robots don't sleep? Did that person never see Small Wonder? Which Jacob, you probably don't know that show. That show Small Wonder when it's like, "Put Vicky to sleep." Oh, we have a good time here, folks. So, you walk backwards. You walk backwards. You walk backwards. If you need to go from this side to this side, and no matter what you do, it's gonna take you a half an hour, and these guys only fall asleep for a half an hour. If you walk backwards, slowly down the bridge, about here oh, they woke up. If you are facing this guy, right? Like, you're here, you walk backwards, you're facing this guy, well, then this guy is gonna see you, and he's gonna say, "Hey, hey, where are you going? Come back here. Hey, hey, where are you going? Come back here." And you've made it over the bridge. You've made it over the bridge. And I do like that riddle, because sometimes we have to go backwards to be able to go forwards. Sometimes we have to take good hard looks at things. We have to evaluate things. We have to heal things. We have to get the full scope to make decisions that eventually lead to us traveling over our own personal bridges that connect with other people's bridges. And then we build new bridges into all new exciting endeavors, creations, worlds. So I like that one. I do. I like that riddle. I'm not much of a riddle person. I'm definitely not a puzzle person. Um, but I like that one. I've always have. Because it was more psychological, I think, of how do we do this, and then the symbolism of a bridge. So there you go. There's the answer. And if you do have questions, that's why I keep babbling, everybody. Throw them in the chat. Throw them in the chat. Any question, you can ask me about anything. Spiritual, metaphysical, worldly, personal. You can ask me something about myself, personal, what have you. Um, uh, you can ask me anything. We're just hanging out on a Friday night, and I'm here to answer. I do have a delicious not cough drop, but uh, THC hard candy in my mouth that is almost done and over with. So I am here and present with you all for your lovely questions. Um, and if not, I'll just keep rambling. I'll be a rambling Jack. Some, it has been quite a long time since I've been here on YouTube, especially live. And I also wanted to tell everybody that in the coming months, starting this month, I am going to be vastly more focused on doing Edgar Casey videos and live streams because there's a lot that does need to be said, and I can use his readings to give myself a little bit of cred, right? Those that are in the chat know me and they know my credentials and whatnot, but it's easy for me to explain things using Edgar Casey's material. So I'm going to be vastly more focusing on his work and what we have here with Edgar Casey Life Skill Studies, more so than any other live streams or videos that I put out, because it is time. It is time. I know this month there will be an Edgar Casey video where his readings will talk about when you see this in the sky, when you see this in the sky, when you see this in the sky, that's when this all starts happening. Well, we're seeing it in the sky. We, I mean, even the masters. Christ said, "Look to the sky, and you will know." All of them have. Literally, all of the masters said, "Look to the sky." Then Dagger Casey readings from the Akashic were saying, "Hey, when you see these planets doing this, that's when the change is upon you." And we are literally witnessing that right now. So I'm going to be using all sorts of his material to break down what the hell is happening. What is going on? What's going on with us and the us? And it's not even you can't even say what's going on with the world because the world is within you. So what's going on with you? Are we feeling that wobble because it's the world, or is the world feeling wobbly because of us? The living waters of creation we swim in. We learn to swim in water opposed to walk on land. And when we do that, we actually learn how to walk on this land gently, which is how I was raised to walk. You walk gently on this fine earth. But many of us, life happened, 3D happened, and we started stomping around. It became very difficult surviving, fearing, not trusting, loneliness, all of it, all of it, all of it. And then we stomped. And we stomped on each other. We stomped on this land. So when we anchor more into the 5D, which a lot of you are, a lot of you are. I mean, you're experiencing more of the fifth dimensional living experience than the third dimensional living experience. And that's why it seems so difficult and wobbly because, whoa, I don't think that's my life anymore. What is my life? What is my life? How do I choose through this when 3D says choose this, choose this? You only got two. By the way, you only got two choices apparently in 3D. Choose this, right? When you are infinite, you're an infinite being that has this amazing gift of the human free will. And therefore, we are attached to all infinite potentialities. And it's interesting because when we expand out, it's a phenomenon that I am experiencing at an extent that is, I don't even know if I have words for it just yet. But when we keep expanding and we keep expanding and we allow the awareness to enter and we keep expanding and we keep expanding and we obtain this greater awareness, right? Which then helps us sustain and hold us through the levels of consciousness, right? It takes a good deal of amount of awareness to sustain complete acceptance, complete forgiveness, to sustain it. And that sustaining is the anchoring. So everybody's receiving this great amount of awareness. It's the most we've never been here. We've never been here as the human race is concerned. We have not been here in well, it doesn't matter because prior to that it was an ending and then a beginning. So we have not been here since the last beginning. And honestly, we weren't really where we the potential that we have now. We didn't even really have that at the ending and beginning of a last cycle. We didn't have the energies are amazing to help us sustain and fulfill what is our birthright as humans to love one another, love this land, and be united under uh, under the filter of grace. I mean, it's the most amazing thing. So, with that being said, with that being said, as I ramble, and you can put questions in the chat. With that being said, the sustaining of it and the what I am going through is when and it's a phenomenon that that's the best word I can kind of describe it. When the expansion is there and the expansion is there and the expansion is there and you've expanded and expanded and expanded and the full awareness of it is the all is within and the full acceptance, all of it, just you're immersed because you have now emerged, right? And this is more higher level stuff. This is more seventh dimensional living experience. It's like you've expanded so greatly far out, and the love I can ensure to you is the earthly beings, us beautiful humans, are we capable of obtaining it and feeling it and experiencing it and sharing it and giving it? And this is like the Christ love, seventh dimensional living experience in this body of form. We are capable of it. That is why the masters were trying to show us. We are capable of it. Unfortunately, to put it into words for others to trust that you are is very, very difficult. But even regardless of the love, which there is no such thing as regardless of the love. But the point I was going to try to make is that the expansion that happens through the obtaining and allowing, spending quality time, allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to absorb and emerge into the grand awareness, um, which beloveds on the levels of consciousness chart is the highest. It's actually after non-duality. And then you have like grand alignment and the void and whatnot. It is the highest that a being here can obtain. The great I am presence. And so therefore you can. It has never been that you cannot. It has always been that you can. But it is through you choosing you. That's why I will always say everything in the third dimensional living experience is designed for you to choose you. To stop doing the patterns of harmful thinking and habits, to embrace your true authentic self in whatever form that may be. It's glorious to do so without fear, with complete trust of oneself. When you trust yourself, there is nothing else to fear. Within that expansion, the phenomenon is as if you become so very focused, so very focused. Even though all the awareness of all that is present, the focus is so very kind of narrow. And that I find to be an interesting phenomenon that I am experiencing it with you. I go through my journey along with you, along with my students, along with YouTube in a lot of ways. I share because one day I know you will as well. I trust and I know that one day you all as well. Because we all can feed 5,000 people with 2 fish. He even said, you all will do mightier than I because there's more of us and we all can do it. Imagine if we're all feeding 5,000 people with 2 fish. Oh my goodness, forget about it, right? It would be the best. We wouldn't worry about anything. There'd be no crime. There'd be no heartache. There'd be not there the love that is within that frequency. There would be no such thing as what we live now, right? And we can do it. We can do it. Every story is always said. Every master is always said. We are capable. So do not allow others in this world to question and limit yourself because you are a limitless, beautiful, infinite being who has chosen to be here for this time right now. This amazing time. I've never, and y'all, I have all my memories. I have all of my memories of all of my lives. And I've seen all sorts of horrible, and I participated in all sorts of horrible because you go with who you go with what's happening, right? You think there is no other. There is no difference. There is no this. And I've also done some great things. So I will declare that we've never experienced the possibilities, the potentialities, the level of co-creation, right? Co-creation in motion, which is amazing. We've never been, it's never been available before. And so it's such an honor to witness because even if others don't know that they're doing it, they're doing it. They're doing it. It just takes somebody to point it out to them, to reassure them. You know, all humans need such great reassurance. And they do. And that's fine because it takes plenty of courage and reassurance and love and support of one another, like those in the chat, until you can stand and say, I am here. I am as you are. And everybody does it together. It's a beautiful thing. So I appreciate you all listening to me. Anybody got a question? A question. I know there are 5 people at least listening to me. It's Friday night. And most people didn't know that I was going to be doing this. Oh, I see Shelly came in. Good to see you, my dear. Happy Friday to you and Neil. I hope this did inspire some, whatever just kind of came out of my mouth there. Thanks to Neil's beautiful candies. um, I'd be talking like this anyways. How are you all doing with witnessing, though? It tugs at the heartstrings. It does. It tugs. And we are in a time of what was told to me, referred to as the Great Split. The split, not the great crack. That's a whole different ball game. That's actually the great crack is what brings the great split back in harmony. So, can't have one without the other. Not in the world of duality, right? Not in the world of opposites. Um, so the great split, it's difficult for folks. It is. It's difficult for folks. I mean, we're witnessing it divide countries, nations, families, partners. I mean, the divorce rate the past few years has been astounding. Um, it's just the division, the separation, the great split, the split of higher levels of consciousness with those who are remain in lower levels of consciousness of the fear, anger, shame, guilt, what have you. Even pride is mixed in with that because pride is where we get into that us versus them, me versus you, right? So, and desire is down in the lower levels as well because desire is such a strong, create. It's actually a creative emotion. It's an emotion that's attached to creation, which all emotion or all creation has love. You cannot create without love. And so that's why we kind of confuse the word desire and associate it with love, when really it comes out of the fear of lack. I don't have this, so I desire this. I'm afraid I'm not going to have this, so I desire it. I don't feel complete, so therefore I desire this. And that even goes back to the story of Sophia, um, the mother of wisdom, the feminine counterpart to what would be a masculine counterpart to, if you want to call him the architect or God, what have you. The feminine, all wisdom, Sophia, who out of pure desire created the chaos being that rules over the third dimension that we live in still pretty currently to this day that many people experience, right? The third dimensional living experience of that anger, shame, guilt, all of it, right? Fear, judgment. I call it the land of judgment because if you remove judgment out of, if you were able to remove judgment out of the playing field of third dimensional living completely, it would not be third dimensional living. It's the judgment of self and others that people, places, and things, right, and self that creates the energy to continuously move and circulate the fear, the guilt, the shame, the anguish, the pride, the all of it, right? And so it was her pure desire when the father said, "No, do not create a being." And she went, "Oh, but my desire is so strong to have one like myself." But because the Source father said, "No, Sophia, not right now. We're doing other stuff. Don't create a child." With pure desire, that's how powerful desire is. And she wanted something in her image. But because there was a no attached to it, it did not bode well. She created a whole chaos mess, whole like schizophrenic being. You can call him Baal, you can call him whatever you want to call him. Um, you can call him the demiurge. I mean, you can call him all sorts of things. He's got a lot of names now, by the way. Um, who then created the archons, right? So that's why Sophia was gone for so long, was because, oh my goodness, now we have this insane being controlling this beautiful planet of humans, destroying everything. Okay, Sophia, you're gonna have to go under for a very long time in some form of prison, right? This is where we get stories from the different goddesses in Indian culture that, the snake serpent goddesses, right? This is where we get the snake in the first place. This is where we get all these different things because Sophia ended up having to be, you know, trapped in a way. She was imprisoned, um, until just recently. I mean, it wasn't the rise of Sophia to the full potential of what the rise of Sophia would be until about 2015, 2016, right? The turn of the consciousness, which is what the Mayan calendar was referring to. So that's when the rise of Sophia came into being. And it really did, I have to say, because she was rising, she was released, and she was rising, and all that wisdom and awareness was coming in, and the love and the what needed to be there, the absence of the feminine for so long. That first wave, man, wow, did her wave kinda that made things even more wobbly and confusing for people to balance out the masculine and feminine within, right? When we all have the masculine and feminine within, and it's finding that balance, which now, beloveds, that should be balanced within you. If not, please cater to that, because that should have been balanced about a year or two ago. But that first wave, about in 2013, 14, 15, 16, whoa, 17, holy shit, 18, right? Those were these waves of her rising and rising and rising and rising, and that confused within a lot of people. So that balance of masculine and feminine energy should be doing a beautiful dance within you, right? Sometimes I am much more masculine, and sometimes I'm much more feminine, and sometimes I'm a great mix, right? So that should be balanced. If not, please, beloveds, sit with it, because we love all beings and all beings have that. If you're in this body of form, if you're even outside of this body of form, you have that. It's a part of the makeup of creation, right? We those two energies do have to be there within the love that is inside of all of creation. So, yeah, I totally just finished my hard candy, and I know I just went on for a moment. Are there any questions? Please put them in bold so I can read them. Oh, Lori asked, "How's the weather by me?" Oh, the weather. Yes, Miss Lori, I wonder how you are up there in Massachusetts. The weather is right now, I think tomorrow is going to be like a high of 58 or something. But then I hear that we're going to get another crazy storm. Beloveds, this is why I am going to focus mainly on Edgar Casey, because I really do have to start emphasizing what's going on with with the pole shift, emphasizing the shift in consciousness, emphasizing what people are going to be going through. The So right now, Miss Lori, it's pretty nice. It's a bit wet for me, but it's winter. Um, Pretty nice that I actually took the dog for a really great walk today and was able to get some sun on my face, which I will, if the sun is out and I get out there for it for some kind of time being, and at least put my face in the sun, tell it how much I love it. Um, the sun actually cures most things. It really truly does. The sun cures. Well, damn, it's hard for me to come up with something it doesn't cure. The sun cures most. And it's also, they're your gateway to great things. Oh, Laura, you're getting another storm on Saturday. Okay, sister, well, hunker down. Yeah. Um, I'm more right now because of the up and down of the shift of the poles. That's going to we're going to have a speed up and then slow down, speed up, then slow, and then we're headed into a speed up of the shift of the pole, the two hemispheres, right? The poles. That the weather is going to be very affected, and I do understand that there are aspects to our weather that are man-made. Let's say that are man-made. I understand that, but even those men, the humans that create a lot of stuff that we witness, from the weather to the stuff we're seeing on the media, all the stuff that you all know what I'm getting at. What usually is the case is that the energies would already be presented and they just um manipulate the energies that would already be present, right? They would manipulate the weather. They would manipulate what's happening over here, what's happening over there. So a lot of the weather is would already be the way it is because of the shift of the poles. I mean, and this has been known that it was going to happen. Even science has been talking about this forever. It's not so much global warming. This is what happens to this earth over and over again. She's this beautiful living being, and sometimes she needs to roll over. Like let her roll over and see the sun on a different angle, right? I'm being facetious here, but it's not all man-made, is what I'm saying. And beloveds, that does go for everything that happens. Like, take the time that we're living in now, that the opportunity for grand awareness to be entering into us individuals and us to emerge from the grand awareness is to being manipulated into another focus your sight here, focus your awareness here. You must know what's going on. You must know what's going on. Focus it here to distract from the grand awareness. This is still a form of awareness, though. It's still a form of, you know, learning and attraction and absorbing and emerging in that type of way. All is open. All is present right now. Infinite potentialities, all these beautiful uh potentials. Everything that you possibly could ever come up with and create in your mind is available to you right now. You got to pull it. You got to pull it in. You got to pull it into yourself, right? You got to pull it into yourself. But that means that everything is also open. Good, bad, and different. What we want, what we don't want, what we like, what we don't like, all of it. All the neutral stuff, all the destruction stuff, all the peace, love, and joy stuff, all of it is present. So where do you focus your attention? Where are you emerging? Right? And so they know this. And they use what has always been the paradigms, the dogmas, the obligations, the rituals, the customs, the traditions, the streams. They use all of that to direct where the awareness is going to come from. I hope that all made sense. It's so good to be with everybody. It's been so long. It really has. Cool. Everybody's down with doing more Edgar Casey. Thank you, beloveds, because I feel as if it's a must, and I think it's a part of my narrow focus now, to be able to use his material along with my knowing to hopefully enhance and encourage those that you are more than capable. You are a limitless being. Your love is limitless. Your potential is limitless. Your knowing is limitless. Your abilities are limitless. Your connections are limitless. Oh my goodness, your creating is limitless. It's amazing. Lori said too long. Oh, thank you, my dear. Yeah, and Shelly's been having up in Northern California where she's been. They should be having a lot of snow, and she's been having beautiful weather. So, yeah, it's the flippy floppy of the poles. One day, I'm gonna hear somebody else there on the street or in a live stream that says flippy floppy of the polls, and I'm gonna be like, "Yes, let's get that going, the flippy floppy." The reason I say it that way is because, when I listen to stuff, and I don't listen to that much, beloveds, I wanna be, sincere with that, I really don't listen to that much. Um, when I listen to stuff about, the pole shift or, mm, the human adaptability, I don't know, all sorts of things, what have you. Um, it's usually in some kind of hunker down, the world's gonna end, everything is in peril. Oh my goodness. And I'm thinking, the earth goes through this all the time. Well, not to us, I mean, but to me, that my memory is intact, she goes through this, and we can help her. We can invite her into our life more and help her through it, as we ought to, because we are the stewards of her. It is very natural for her to do this. The only reason it doesn't seem natural to us and that it's scary to us is because we haven't experienced it in our memory bank of what we draw from. She does this, and it's actually for our betterment, but we see it so much as this huge catastrophe that we fear, and we fear, and we fear, and we don't help her. And if we help her, we help ourselves. If we help ourselves, we help her. Right? We are in a symbiotic relationship with her. Our energy is connected to her. Our Taurus field is connected to her Taurus field. This is a huge connection. And unfortunately, um, I see a lot of posts about people wanting to harmonize with the earth. And beloveds, I do have to say, I believe it should be vastly more. This is, though, a part of the native prophecy, the rise of the natives, as I refer to it, as in we all understand that prophecy and we adapt to she is our home. We chose to be here. There's so many beloved humans that regardless of where their point of origin come is, what planet, what galaxy, what have you, regardless of their point of origin of their original state, at some point y'all chose to be here, and you chose to be here for her. Everybody wants to talk about you chose to be here for the lessons. No, you chose to love yourself and others and be present for the earth. The lessons thing, that is an old dogma that holds us into these restrictions, into these limitations. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You better go out there and get better. You better work them deeds, learn those lessons, wipe that karma away because clearly you're not good enough. And I'm here to tell you that no longer applies. That no longer applies. And if anything, if you don't want to trust me, just trust the energies that are present. The stars are telling you so. The planets are telling you so. That need to not apply to your life anymore because you are more than worthy. It is your birthright. It is to now time to shed all those limitations from the different dogmas, paradigms, rules, hierarchies, all the structures that no longer apply because you are definitely, definitely worthy and good enough to live in what everybody's trying to achieve, which is heaven, apparently, which is here. Which is here. It's here. Outside of here, there is no destination as far as heaven and hell. It's here. And we're all worthy of it. And it's these interesting old school old religion, old school, which I appreciate, but old school stuff that got mixed in with new school thoughts and theories and practices that are still in the framework of you're not good enough. That's bullshit. That is it's bullshit. That's what it is. It does not apply anymore. We are in a whole new era. We're in a whole new world. We're in a whole new frequency system. Don't choose to downgrade yourself and limit yourself based on what has been taught for centuries. Look at what those centuries got us. It need not apply. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Will. Will just said you are 100% on point. I just kind of been babbling. This is for good. Thank you for being here, sir. I appreciate you. Um, if you have questions, you can put them in the chat, or I just keep going. I just kind of keep ranting here, but it's true. And thank you for being in agreement. Thank you for being in agreement because could you imagine? Just imagine, just hand to heart. Ah, nice deep breath. Hmm. Always exhale with a smile, folks. I remember when my teacher started telling us to do that. This was like a decade ago. And I was like, okay. And I just, it felt so awkward for like the first while, like exhale with a smile. But it rewires the brain, it rewires your energy, it changes. And now I exhale and smile all the time. And smiling, it's worth it. You're worth it. So let's just take a nice deep breath. Exhale with a smile. And imagine, beloveds. Imagine first a world without any form of judgment. And that judgment has been laid down because the compassion and love that is present became vastly, vastly more apparent, more aware, more present than any of the judgment. That's hard to imagine. Now imagine you're a being living that, where you create, you love, you express, you do all of it with zero, zero judgment of self and others. Because if there is no judgment, there is no fear. So this is fearless. This is limitless. That is your potential. That is your potential. And we can do it. We can do it. There's never been a doubt. Not within me. Because I don't live with doubt. Because that's just the worst form of judgment. Oh no, I was spinning in Shelley's computer. Beloveds, imagine that. It's hard to. Because we've only known what we know. But I invite everyone to even just give yourself a pocket of time to say, in this moment, I'm going to live without judgment, and I am open to full awareness. I am open to complete awareness. And just sit there for a minute. Just allow. Because oftentimes it is that doubt within that stops us from receiving what is our birthright. That doubt. It's the worst form of judgment because it's self-judgment. Imagine if you stopped doubting yourself. Imagine if you trusted yourself implicitly because you know that you do things in love. You trust yourself implicitly because you show up for yourself. You have integrity for yourself. You trust yourself completely to lay down all the judgment of self and others, to just merely be the presence, to just be the presence, because expectations is judgment, to just be the presence. And as you roll along, oh, this should be created. Instantaneous manifestation. You do create 5,000 fish. You feed 5,000 people with 2 fish because it's actually not that difficult. It's the doubt and the lower frequencies of judgment that are telling you that you can't. You can. You can. You can. All the masters told us we can. Why do we not believe? Actually, I'm gonna leave with that. I'm gonna end with that. So right now, currently with my teacher, we are learning the sacred geometry and alchemical um, inner workings of a mustard seed. And we all know the concept of a mustard seed and how much, and that is what I'm studying right now with my teacher, as 2026 um, is a very paramount year in my development and my growth and for all of us. So give yourselves a good, you know, be a cheerleader for yourself. It might be a bumpy ride. It might be wobbly, as we talked about at the beginning, but I know you can do it. I trust you. You trust you. I am as you are. So we're learning all this sacred geometry of what is within a mustard seed and the alchemical changing of a mustard seed that is allowed, right? And this goes back to when I taught a lot of the patrons of Stars of the Morning Light that all is energy. And so, in order to feed 5,000 people with 2 fish, it's actually not that difficult when you can get down to the cellular level and understand that you just multiply. That cellular level is that sacred geometry within like a mustard seed. Okay. So you just multiply. Anyways, I'm putting that over here for a moment because I was talking about doubt. I was talking about judgment. And then I said the word believe. It's interesting how scriptures and all sorts of ancient texts and what have you, they tend to, be rewritten. They tend to be translated. I will say that the Christ consciousness, the Christos, the seventh dimensional being in or consciousness within this body of form, a body of form here on this planet, um, he never really said, "Believe in me." It was if he did say that, it was in the context that were stripped out. You can find them in other scriptures. He would say, if he said, "Believe in me," it was in the context of believe in what I'm doing because you can do it as well. And so when it came to, "Hey, Peter, walk on water. Hey, do this. Hey, do that. I don't need to feed these people. You feed these people. No, no, no. Show us one more time. Show us one more time. What the hell? I've been teaching you for months now. You can do it, right?" I am so paraphrasing so many different scriptures. What the main point was and why he always said, "Do you believe? Do you believe?" And then unfortunately, he would say, "My goodness, it would only take the amount of a mustard seed to believe." And when we think about it in that way, when you think about it in everything else, when he's even if you want to talk about the lamps burning, right? I don't care what you want to talk about within that, because I can back it up with that and other stuff. Do you believe? It was simply that. It was simply that. We don't have to add anything to it. It's not, do you believe in me? Do you believe in the blood? Which is really weird. Do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? No. Do you believe? And it's stressed. I have shown, I have been the demonstration. You all have witnessed and witnessed and witnessed. Do you believe you can do it? Do you believe? And the only reason that Peter didn't walk on water is because he didn't believe he could. It was the doubt and the judgment of self. And damn, then we get to find out we only need a mustard seed worth. So, beloveds, imagine if you didn't just offer yourself one mustard seed, offer yourself a handful. Tell yourself, I am limitless. I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me because I am as you are. What a magical world this would be. Yes, Jacob last year studied a lot of stuff about the sacred geometry within. Yes. So, beloveds, maybe this weekend. So, happy Friday night. Whenever you're watching this, please give it a thumbs up, share it out to others. I gotta get my channel rolling again. Just ask yourself, do you believe? And think of it in that context. Do you believe that you can walk on water? Do you believe you can feed 5,000 people with 2 fish? It only takes belief. Belief with the absence of doubt. Belief with the absence of judgment. You are not a limitless being. You are infinite. And it's amazing. So I love you all so dearly. Stick with Stars of the Morning Light. If you're new here, thank you for being here. Everybody share this out with those that you love. And I love all of you in the chat. I love all of you at home, wherever you're watching this, on the subway train, wherever you are. I think you are wonderful, beautiful, and I adore you. Thank you for choosing to be here with us. Everybody else, love y'all. Have a great weekend. Believe.